Hey guys! So I did a magazine review video a few months ago and you guys seemed to like it and a few of you requested that I review more magazines, so I decided to take you guys up on that. And I actually had frequent flyer miles from, I believe, American Airlines and JetBlue that were expiring. And for some weird reason, you're allowed to use your frequent flyer miles to get magazines if you can't use them by the deadline. So I thought that was pretty weird and interesting, but also awesome. So I did use my unused frequent flyer miles to get a whole bunch of magazine subscriptions, and I'm now totally bombarded with magazines. I have magazines coming into my mailbox every day of the week. It's just total crazy town, but I definitely wanted to check out a bunch of magazines to share with you guys. So the first one I want to tell you guys about is Vogue, and for some reason they accidentally sent me 2 subscriptions to Vogue. I don't know how that happened, but at first I just thought, oh, it's no big deal. I'll just accept the 2 subscriptions and then I'll just give them to friends or maybe leave them in the lunchroom at work or something like that. But then I got 2 magazines in my mailbox that were this big. This is like the size of a phone book. And I did have to call them and tell them to stop sending me 2 copies because this is just ridiculous. My entire mailbox was filled with 2 copies of Vogue, and here it is next to a regular sized magazine for comparison here, you guys. This is just totally insane. And I have to tell you, most of this magazine is ads, which is not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, a lot of the ads are really, really beautiful and they're great eye candy to just sort of, flip through, like, look at that. That's like a work of art. And then you get to see lots of images of really beautiful high-end outfits and shoes and jewelry. And this magazine is really sort of more, unless you just are made of money, this magazine is more just sort of for dreaming, because a lot of this stuff is really just out of the typical person's price range. I mean, we're talking about really expensive brands like Prada and Gucci, and some of the stores that have ads in here are Saks Fifth Avenue and Neiman Marcus, and I did see one ad in here for Macy's. I guess they were going a little downscale with that one. But if you are someone who's really into fashion, like high-end fashion, you will really love flipping through this magazine. And oh my goodness, an ad for Revlon. Now, how did that make it into the pages of Vogue magazine? So like I said, this magazine is really great just for eye candy and for dreaming and sort of like window shopping into really expensive products. But if you're looking for a magazine that has more practical advice on clothes and beauty products and shoes that you can afford, then you'll probably want to look elsewhere. Now, these 2 magazines I'm actually really getting into and really enjoying, and they are Lucky Magazine and Health Magazine, and I am definitely enjoying these more than Vogue, partly because they weigh less than 50 pounds, and partly because they're just a lot more practical for me and for my lifestyle. And Lucky Magazine is just a really, really fun magazine that has a lot of stuff about just fashion trends and beauty trends, and even the ads in here are fun and interactive. Like, I found this one ad in here that has a bunch of coupons, and then there's this other ad that's really fun because it has these different summer shoes, and then underneath each summer shoe it has a color of nail polish that it recommends that you could wear with that particular shoe. So I thought that was just so cute. And there definitely are some items in this magazine that are splurges, but they're realistic splurges. Like, for example, these little cute hair barrettes are $15 each. So that's definitely a splurge for a hair accessory, but at least it's a realistic splurge rather than something that you would never be able to afford. So I really like that about this magazine. It's just the prices are realistic, the suggestions are realistic, and there's just a lot in here. Also, I did not realize this, but Lucky Magazine actually does giveaways, just like giveaways here on YouTube. And they're doing a giveaway every single day until March 15th. So for any of you guys that are interested, I'll put the link about this below the video. Now, with Health Magazine, I was actually pleasantly surprised by this magazine because I was thinking that it was just going to be fitness tips only, and it's actually a huge range of different things. It's anything from fitness tips to tips about eating healthy, to stuff about anti-aging products, and some of their articles are not even necessarily about working out or even eating healthy. Like, for example, I found this really cool and interesting section on a couple of pretty common issues that people have, like irritable bowel syndrome and heartburn. So I thought that that was actually really helpful. I know that a lot of people are affected by those. And then there's even a section on fashion and beauty. It's this section here at the back. They're talking about how color is really big right now, and they're giving suggestions on different cosmetics and on clothes and stuff. And then as you can see right here, there's tips on snacking. So I'm actually not even totally sure whether I like Health Magazine or Lucky Magazine better right now. They're both definitely really helpful, and I've gotten some great tips from both of these, and I've had fun just sort of paging through both of these magazines. So I do like both of these a lot. Ooh, here's a little article on salt, which is my favorite food. So, that was my review of these 3 magazines. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will put links to the 3 of these magazines below on Amazon.com, because that's usually my go-to place to look for magazines when I'm not able to get them through frequent flyer miles. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!